Well, Alienware just cured my ED by revealing what could be the absolute best monitor ever created. Let me tell you guys, you better take a seat on the porcelain throne, because when I reveal the full details of these two monitors, yes, actually there's more than one, you might just lose all control of your bowels. But enough gooning, let's start off by taking a look at what could very well be my endgame monitor, the AW3225QF, which was revealed during a TwitchCon event. And taking a look at the specs, oh my god, this bad boy is looking absolutely insane. We are talking about, according to them, allegedly the world's first 4K quantum dot OLED gaming monitor. And yeah, guys, apparently, let's start off at the very top here. This is going to be available in early January 2024. Now, I'll let you know, there's a chance that maybe that could be wrong and they're just talking about the official unveiling during CES happening, and then it'll be available 2 to 8 weeks later. Something like that could definitely happen. But again, they printed this out and said it live, so I'm going to hold them to their word, at least for now, and be cautiously optimistic that yes, this could actually be available as early as January, which is absolutely insane. We are talking 3 months away. That's going to come up real quick. And guys, the quantum dot OLED panel this thing is going to be using is not just any quantum dot OLED panel. This is going to be, as far as I'm aware, a Generation 2 quantum dot OLED panel, which means that not only should it be technically allowed to get brighter than the first generation panels would be, but on top of that, the new pixel structure that they're using for their Gen 2 panels will lead to less color fringing. I've seen it myself. This is definitely the case, so this will be more suitable for a desktop monitor. Great stuff to see there. Of course, it is a 4K resolution, and yes, it is 240 Hz for the refresh rate, which is honestly the sweet spot, because it means you can play your competitive games at low settings or medium settings. Hey, maybe you can even play at ultra depending on your graphics card and get that 4K resolution at 240 Hz, which, let me tell you, in motion will be absolutely crystal clear compared to any other monitor on the market today, especially considering the OLED has fantastic motion performance. I can't wait to see that at 4K. And then here's a weird one, guys. It is a curved screen, and I know some people won't like this, but let me appeal to you real quick. I'm gonna say it right now, actually curved screens are technically better than flat screens, and we can prove it by measuring the display. We know that all displays do have some amount of viewing angle issues. Now, thankfully, quantum dot OLED has nearly perfect viewing angles, so you don't really need it to be curved. Mini LED is the other side of the spectrum where it honestly needs to be curved. But even with quantum dot OLED, it's not technically perfect, even though it's close. So although it looks absolutely fantastic still at an angle, if you do slightly curve the display, as it looks like, hopefully you can see on screen right now, this appears to be an 1800R curve, which means a very, very slight curve. Honestly, I think that's for the best. I think it's going to lead to an even slightly better image, and some people will also find it to be more immersive as well. And then here's another good one, guys. It apparently is also coming with a 3-year OLED burn-in warranty, which is something I don't know if anybody else is doing. That's actually really, really great to see. So this, guys, as a package, as a whole, we'll have to wait and see how good the brightness numbers are, because I'm not sure if they're using a heatsink on it or not. I know that Asus is using a heatsink. Whether or not they're using that to drive the brightness higher, I don't know, because they were still only punching 400 nits in a 10% window, which I know that doesn't sound amazing, but hear me out, guys. OLED does actually tend to be a little bit brighter looking than the numbers would suggest when you're doing test patterns, as it can dim portions of the screen and use that energy to make other portions of the screen brighter when they need to be brighter. So I'd like to see them be brighter. Of course, maybe we'll get full LED gaming monitors next, which will really ramp up the brightness, but I think this is a great starting point, and I still think this will leave the vast majority of buyers really, really satisfied. But I am curious to see what the brightness numbers on this will be. I don't think we got anything concrete, although I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of the same as their previous monitors, which would be something similar in terms of 1000 nits peak, probably 400 nits, 10%, and then eventually when you get to 100% window, probably somewhere between 220 to 280 nits, depending on how hard they want to drive the panel. But of course, there's another monitor they showed off. This one's also very, very exciting. Honestly, I'm super excited about this. If you guys are as well, please tell me in the comments below which monitor you're most excited for, as well as share this video with your friends so they can see, hey, you might want to hold off on buying any monitors right now because these are insane and they're coming out pretty soon. This one's the AW3225QF. Definitely this one's aimed more towards the competitive gamers, as it's similar technology that we just talked about in the 4K version. By the way, that 4K version is 32 inches, so honestly, I think that's the perfect size for 4K. This one is going to be 27 inches, and instead of 240 hertz, we're talking about 360 hertz. So definitely well into the diminishing returns here, but I would be really interested to see what that looks like. We've never seen an OLED at 360 hertz. I'm sure the motion performance is unbelievable on this thing. So if you absolutely must have the best motion performance possible for your competitive gaming, this is going to be it. Also available allegedly early January 2024. Again, same V2 Quantum OLED panel. This time also not curved. So for those of you out there who prefer a flat panel, there's your option as well. So really, really good monitors here, guys. The reason why I'm so excited for this Alienware is because honestly, their previous monitors have been very, very good. Both of these monitors, by the way, will be glossy panels. Thank God, because let me tell you, any OLED monitors that come out going forward here, guys, I'm gonna have a very, very hard time recommending them if their price is high and they also sport a matte finish. Now, if it's cheap and it's got a matte finish, that's one thing, but let's be honest. These OLED monitors are not going to be cheap. So when I see some of these LG options coming out with a matte finish, I'm going to have a hard time recommending them because they are going to look far, far worse than their glossy counterparts simply due to the matte finish, unfortunately, really distorting the image that comes out of the screen. Because yes, it will diffuse reflections hitting the screen and smear them across the whole screen so that they're less distracting to some people, but at the same time, they'll also smear and diffuse the light coming out of the screen, which means especially on 4K monitors, that's a huge shame, as a bunch of that clarity and crispness will be sacrificed using a matte finish, which is why I'm so excited that these two monitors are using a proper glossy finish. Now, I do believe they will have some anti-reflective properties in them. I don't know what that necessarily is going to amount to, but regardless, the image coming out of the display will not be massively distorted by some disgusting, grainy, oily finish. So that's really, really great to see. Another reason I'm so excited for this 4K monitor specifically, guys, and I am going to be buying this day one, is because that slight curve, let me tell you guys, honestly, it's really, really nice. Even just an 1800R curve. I'm a nut that likes 800R curves, but honestly, even an 1800R will be fantastic. Like I mentioned, you're just going to get slightly better perceived colors by going that route. So everything about this monitor just looks absolutely phenomenal. We'll just have to wait and see what the final numbers are going to be in terms of brightness to determine which one of these monitors will truly be the best. And also, this gives you some options, because if you don't like a curved monitor, there will be options from people like Asus that should be flat for you as an alternative option that also might be brighter as well. Only time will tell. You'll have to wait and see until I get my hands on them and do some in-depth testing, which, by the way, you should definitely subscribe for, as yes, I will be testing each and every single one of these monitors as they come in as quickly as I can, as this is the most exciting time for PC monitors in the history of PC gaming. Whether you're looking to connect a new console, gaming PC, or just need a fast and reliable HDMI cable to connect over long distances, Rupro has you covered with their certified 8K HDMI 2.1 fiber optic cable, available in sizes of up to 50 feet and can deliver a perfect full 48 gigabits per second connection over distances other cables could only dream of reaching. And with 48 gigabits per second of bandwidth, it can easily drive 8K 60 FPS or 4K 144 FPS 10-bit HDR video through its ultra-thin, flexible, and durable housing, and it even supports ER. So if you're in the market for a cable that can drive a beautiful new TV or monitor, be sure to check out Rupro on Amazon today.